pillar? I read pillar. Thanks, brain. Made it to the bottom of the pit. Found a door. Did a puzzle. It created a pillar. We did things with the pillar. 2 people passed out. Had very interesting dreams. And then... then they woke up. And crystal dragons appear. That's where we ended that session. So last session, we start with the crystal dragons have appeared. Mid-fight, so why is there an A at the end of that? Socorro gets pulled back by a hand, and down Fluffy makes the crystal dragon sit. The hand that is not there is accompanied by a voice that goes and says, "Sorry about that, love. They are just protective. Just tell them down and they should listen. Well, they should listen to someone I care so much about." Socorro life transfer to heal Trist, who got shoved into the ground at one point. At 1 hit point, and then yells stop. Goes Socorro. All 4 of the remaining crystal dragons look at Socorro expectantly. Maple Rose pokes one of the dragons and gets information that the dragons are just protectors and thought everyone was intruders, but not Socorro, which might explain why Socorro's magic still works. Socorro asks if Trist is okay and incites them to learn that they aren't angry with the glaring, but horrified that she would harm herself to heal them. Koana goes about and gathers his arrows. The group is talking, and he comes to the dragon with the arrow still embedded in it, and he hesitates, not wanting to harm it. Socorro speaks up to warn him, and Koana encourages her to help him because he doesn't want to do more damage. Yes. While trying to see if she could remove the arrow without doing more damage, Socorro figures out the dragons are golems. They are either very advanced for golem work to have personalities, or they have been without creator so long that they have developed personalities. Koana asks after the voice Socorro heard, and Socorro doesn't know who it is. Socorro asks if golems could be repaired by magic, and Koana tries to explain a yes before finally committing to just simply yes. Socorro runs to the shattered golem and gathers some scraps, runs back, removes arrow, and mends it with the scrap crystal. Maple Rose paints the dragon that needed to be apologetically, thank you, brain, apologetically declined opening the door. Socorro asks if there's another way in. That there is a word like that. Please give me the correct spelling. The dragon that Socorro repaired walks over to Socorro and very carefully tugs her deeper into the tunnel. The dragon Maple Rose is on, just stands up and lumbers after, and the rest of the party follows along. Deeper into the caves, Maxis, some edges... So, I read my notes, my brain did not process any of that.
What?
Maxis, he does a perception, and some of the edges to the wall on the right seem to have smooth edges, like a wall, and whatever the door is attached to is going forever, and even into the ground. He touches the wall and feels something like static, like touching a lightning ball. And the longer he touches it, the stronger it gets. As it becomes painful, he immediately stops. Socorro's perception check notices that the golems are not made of the crystal simply found on the ground, but made of the same crystal of the wall that Maxis is touching. That is causing his fur to puff up. With no clear signs of damage on the wall, the dragons must have come from inside. Koana's perception check. Along the stone wall, here and there, past the glitter, there are scorch marks burned into the ground, centuries old, similar to the marks he had seen in the ruins. His great uncle would take him to scavenge things. He could almost swear still... Wow. He could almost swear they're still smoldering in some areas. Yeah, that's supposed to be still. That's why that tripped me up. Okay. Could almost... Could almost... That took my brain. Could almost hear someone desperately screaming, an emotional scream, whenever he focuses a bit too much on the scorch marks, but it was probably just his imagination. Maple Rose starts to notice the crystal on the ground starts to change and become more purple. Even the energy from these crystals seems to become colder, dimmer, like a warning, despite the dragon underneath it, completely content. Rue catches a glimpse of something embedded in one of the crystals, approaches it, finds a doll. Other crystals around it hold mundane items, plates, clothing, jewelry, rings. If it wasn't like some artifact to be dug up, it looked like something catastrophic had happened. Rue voices that he's got a bad feeling about this. Maxis touches the wall, saying it hasn't done anything. Socorro berates him for touching it after the door. The only one to figure out that the items were Soulsucker trinkets were Maple Rose and Koana. Maple Rose realizes it because these items should not have lasted this long, being crystals this thick. The items left behind by Soulsuckers... Oh, I'll just explain what the soul trinket is, if none of y'all remember. It's the item left behind by Soulsuckers that were killed. The reason the crystal is purple is because of blood. Koana touches the crystal with the doll in it. He gets the sense of a little girl running, trying to find her parents, screaming, trying to find her mom. Unlike him, she has no one. Instead, all that's left is a building to collapse and a doll to tumble from the rubble. He touches it with remorse, ears flat. Apparently I didn't finish that. Thanks. That means that's probably in an edit. Maxis gets his attention and says no one was allowed down there. Koana answers, you asked, not said.
Yeah.
Koana answers that Anamoya has only been around for about 100 years, but looking at the items around, he realizes that everything is from the time of the worst of it, right when the wall was formed 500 years ago. Socorro asks the dragons if it's safe for the group to continue, with Socorro being present. The dragon first nods, then shakes its head, then maybes, and looks at the painted dragon. 2 dragons, charades! First interpretation is Socorro can keep everyone safe, being able to do what she does, but the answer is no. Whoa. I don't know how that makes sense. The second is waking someone, and waking that person is dangerous. But then one of the dragons...
being able to control the crystal dragons somehow. Like, she can do that to whatever she's gonna... I think
wake up, it's fine. Okay, cool.
Do what I do.
I was like, I read that, my brain when I said words, I comprehended none of it.
When you were talking about the dragons moving their heads, all my brain thought about was that TikTok audio of, if you want to flirt with somebody, you look at them, then look away, then look back.
Then look at them.
Eyes up. That's what I was thinking, so you're good.
You love it. But then one of the dragons looks around, and when it focuses on Koana, it gets very excited and tackles him to his immense... I am missing words, brain. Surprise! Before the other dragon pretends to sleep, and Koana is pushed onto the sleeping dragon, and the dragon wakes up without being angry. Not sure if Koana waking the person will keep everyone safe. Socorro has a better chance of being safe compared to everyone else. Socorro pulls Koana to the front and suggests everyone else rides the dragon. When Maple Rose asks if Koana knows the sleeping person or why the dragons act friendly with him, all he can do is shrug, shake his head, and be bewildered and uncertain. And Socorro asks if she can ask one more question. Encouraged to by Koana and the others, she asks the voice a question, but instead of asking the dragon... Wow.
I'm pretty sure the voice was not supposed to be in
no, because you do ask the... It's supposed to be... It happened in the wrong order, because it's...
Instead of asking the dragon...
Yeah. She asks the voice. So, or it's another bullet point. I don't know what happened. It's funky. Yeah. So, encouraged to by Koana and the others, instead of asking the dragons, she asks the voice a question. She just stands there with her hands on her chest and her eyes closed, and a red ribbon tied with a bow appears on her wrist. Also, Socorro is away. Maple Rose asks Koana if he's really sure that he doesn't know the sleeping man, and Koana, I don't know what he says, because that's just where my note ends. I feel like I'm missing some things. I need to go back and check a few things. Maple Rose offers the dream that she had while passed out, misremembering Lucia as Lucy. Koana asks for where Maple Rose was from Luna Crest Grove. Rue offers that he's from Yeah, I'm not going to try and say that. Where they had darker dims and no worry about soul suckers. Maxis says that Soul Ram had definitely different nights. I don't know what that means, but okay. Answer for Socorro. That's how you spell Soul Ram. Answer is that it should be safe to continue forward and possibly be difficult, but should be okay. And he's good. Koana asks who, and Socorro answers Mir. Koana remembers a book that they found in an old abandoned temple where one of the pages had a drawing of a spool of red thread with a bow associated with the god of love, Mir. I can
such a
type.
red threat right now, guys.
Red threat. Yes, you are. Then we round a corner and find another door. This one is far more intimidating and dangerous. The magic around it is potent and foreboding, and that's where we ended. Now I have to figure out why the fuck my notes are missing notes. Come here, history.
I know I kidnapped Rachel for her question.
You did.
You did.
Yeah.
So you don't get any of that anyway.
Wee!
Yeah.
All right.
That's where all the conversation happened.
Nope, that is literally where the note is.
Conversation when she was gone.
Mhm.
To her own brain.
Yeah, that was where the conversation about like where people are from occurred.
And the northern accents.
Yeah, the northern accents that are southern now.
Has a north, thank you very much.
Man, those were some shoddy notes. That's fine.
Okay.
You did great. You did great.
Thanks.
Yeah, pretty good.
I don't know how I had incomplete notes in here though. That's
you
annoying.
just have notes how I write.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's scary.
I've definitely had it where
I've
like
gotten
I'm typing
better-ish.
something and then Google Docs has accidentally put my cursor elsewhere and I don't notice it right away. So
Yeah.
it could be a matter of that, and then because it didn't make sense, there was no connection. Doesn't matter at this point. You got the gist of most of it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Wrong one.
Ooh, so big, scary, foreboding door.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, my food is lost.
Fucking rude.
No, it's not okay.
All right.
It's lost. I mean, don't apologize for it, is what I mean.
All right. So, following your newfound dragon companions, whom you still have not named, you arrive just in time for Maple Rose to fall into a deep slumber and her painted dragon to carry her back to Atlas.
Sweet.
Meanwhile, the rest of you are standing in front of the new door because y'all didn't want to go find keys. I don't blame you, mysterious crystal-looking building. You gotta know.
By dragons. Okay.
Exactly. It's fine. It's fine. What do you do seeing this mystical, magical door that seems very powerful and foreboding?
Want to touch it.
Well, it's not safe to use it, thank you very much. And you're on top of one of the dragons at this point. Me and Koana are the only ones, I think Sakura and Koana are the only ones walking forward for now.
Yeah.
Is that this fair? Is that this fair?
Chris is walking.
So I'll touch the door.
Oh, and
Yo, healer. Alright. Be careful, it might electrocute you.
Wait, Sakura, you're the one that's going to go touch the door?
Yes, I'm going to put my hand on the door.
Are you gonna touch the butt?
I'm not gonna try and open the door, but I'm just gonna, because I've seen, while I saw the electrocution thing from the first door, there was no immediate, like, damage to Maxis, despite the increasing tingle from the wall touching. What's the worst that could happen?
You go to touch this door, Socorro, and instead of feeling the cold crystal on your palm, instead you feel two hands grab you underneath your own arms, pick you up, walk you back to the dragon, and sit you behind who is on the dragon currently. Behind Maxis.
Yeah, that would be accurate.
And Trish just goes, no.
I adore that so much. I'm so glad I tried to touch the butt.
Should one of us try to touch the door? As Max is like, do I get off the dragon now and to touch the door?
Chris is just like, I will touch the damn door.
Why would you? Sure.
Kona has a book in his hand. He's going, will you all give me like 2 seconds to cast a spell first? Hang on.
Can you do that? I thought we could not do that here.
Rue is gonna notch his bow.
If you can cast it.
Notching the bow.
Rue notches his bow and shoots it at the door.
Holy shit! Oh, okay.
Alright. Roll an attack for the door?
Does the door fight back?
Make an attack roll against the door.
Okay,
That's
I'll make an
amazing.
attack roll against
Can
the
I
door.
seduce
The door's a mimic.
I don't know what seduction is yet.
The door's a mimic.
The door's
The door's a mimic.
No, that's later.
Everything's a mimic.
So it's-
We're dying.
Right, so it's what I roll plus my proficiency bonus, right?
Yes.
Okay,
It
19.
should- Yeah, if it's a bow, you should also be. Hang on, I need my
Get your dex.
weapons.
Dexterity.
Dexterity.
Proficiency plus your dexterity.
But also it's a door.
Because you should.
This is important.
That's true. Where on the
Inventory.
door did you hit? The top, the bottom, the knob?
A lock, specifically. Aimed
Yeah.
right into the keyhole. Threaded that bitch.
I'm gonna break
Nice.
my chair because it's
Okay.
already breaking because I keep leaning back when I laugh.
Wait, am I rolling to hit or am I just rolling damage?
So
To
you
hit.
rolled, and then
Ah.
you're gonna add your dexterity, and you're gonna
Uh-huh.
add your proficiency. You're just rolling to hit. It's a door. You don't have to do damage. I mean, you
Okay,
can
20
roll damage if you would like to. That's completely fine.
Nah, 23.
Roll damage.
Okay, where are you aiming on this door?
He was aiming at the knob.
Okay,
If there's a
so you pull back
There
and
is.
you fire, and as this arrow hits the knob of this door, unlike Max's who got electrocuted by the first door, your arrow freezes and chips off the doorknob.
Looks at Trist.
So now it's lost one doorknob and we have one less way of getting it. Or like, just a piece off the doorknob.
Maybe do not touch the door.
Gestures to Socorro. You were gonna let her touch the door.
I did. I offered to touch the door, but I was actively told not to touch the doors anymore.
I think we should just not have anyone touching these doors.
Can I get
Kwana
it
is going
now?
Kalana is going to approach the door and he's going to inspect it.
Don't touch it.
I'm
Okay.
not touching it.
I'm
You
sure he
can
knows not to
roll.
touch it.
You're inspecting it, so roll investigation.
You might know, but at the same time, it is good to be reminded.
Why? That is a 7.
It's definitely a door.
Thanks.
Quite
I don't
large.
have my goddamn spells.
What did you see?
What? So the doorknob is off? Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
Rue broke the doorknob off.
It's just on the ground.
Is there a rock nearby?
Make a perception check.
Alright, sick.
Kawana is gonna pick up the doorknob.
Okay.
But let's see if there's a
Anymore.
rock. Everybody's
Okay,
gotta
rock
take
first.
turns.
Oh, I rolled such a bad perception. I got an 8.
So you're looking around, and there are no rocks. There's little chunks of crystal, but those aren't rocks. So you just don't think that those are gonna work.
Well, I can use the crystals, that's fine.
But you rolled an 8.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to use, the plan was to grab a rock and then use
Okay.
the rock to move the doorknob away from the wall, from the door. So in case it froze the rock, we know not to touch the doorknob. But then Kawana's like, I grabbed the doorknob, so I can't do anything
Unfortunately,
about that.
Koala's picking up the doorknob as you were lifting one of these crystals.
Wait, I think this is a good... What are you doing?
Panic.
Did anything
And
happen?
Rue's arrow is frozen where the doorknob was.
Fancy doorknob.
Does touching the doorknob do anything?
No.
Fantastic.
It's a doorknob. It's nice. It's heavy. It's great craftsmanship.
He's gonna hang on, I gotta check something. Rations. He is gonna pull out a random piece of clothing. He's gonna wrap his hand in it. He's gonna take the doorknob. He's gonna stick the doorknob to the door.
You're still just holding the doorknob, right?
Yes, but
Okay.
like through clothing. Like there's like
Uh-huh.
3 or 4 layers of clothing
There's
between his hand and
space.
the doorknob.
Excellent. So as you do that, the doorknob seems to magically reattach itself to the door as ice starts to travel up the doorknob and encase all of that fabric that your hand is wrapped in.
Neat. He immediately is withdrawing his hand from that. And
Okay.
just gonna leave that there.
I told you not to
The
touch.
fabric dangles before completely freezing.
Why are we still touching these doors?
We're not. Not quite sure actually what I expected from that. And he turns around. I think our best bet's gonna be that front door. If we're going in. I don't have magic. I can't do anything. So front door and the pillar. So
Can I look around and see if I can notice anything about this door? If it's anything like the first door, where there's like potentially like a message somewhere.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll investigation.
Cool. Okay, that's better than a 2. 16.
Okay. What languages does Maxis speak?
Common and Sylvan.
Okay. So you notice not on the door itself, but on the ground right in front of it, like where you would put like a doormat.
Mhm.
There are scribbles that you cannot read.
Miss Amis, there's some language on the ground.
Koana looks down.
Okay.
Can you read it?
You speak ancient Draconic, right?
Yep. Well, I read it. I don't
You
speak
read it. You don't speak it.
You understand.
I can read it. That is the only understanding I do.
Socorro, do you look?
I mean, if everyone's pointing at it and saying, there's something here, yes, of course I
Oh,
will.
absolutely. I am making a show of it.
Socorro,
There's something right there.
Instead of being able to read it, you see the symbols rearrange themselves into something that you can read.
Percy Jackson.
But just for you.
Oh.
Rue, what languages do you speak?
Common, Elvish, and Thieves' Cant.
They are some really nice scribbles.
Mm-hmm. Real
So
pretty.
for the two who can read this, it says all those welcome, or I can talk. Welcome, good God, hang on, I can't English apparently.
I love when I can't English, and every time I try, it only makes it worse. It's the best.
I'm just gonna rearrange everything and not make it sound cool and suave because I didn't write anything out, so it's just not gonna happen. But all those who ask are welcome here.
Well, can anyone read that?
They have some pretty nice scribbles.
Koana looks at the words, looks at the group, turns to the door, and just goes, "May we enter, please?"
Who are you talking to?
Is that what it said?
Nothing happens.
Cool.
You can all roll. If you're gonna like tell everybody else, I'll let everybody roll intelligence unless Socorro has an idea.
He's turning to Socorro and is just shrugging.
And what specific wording did he say again? Because
All those who ask are welcome here. All those who ask are welcome here.
And you said, "Can we come in?"
Sure, something like that. Maybe we enter or something. Yeah.
Okay.
Still here. I'm just grabbing my water.
You're good.
I don't know. Maybe. Ow! Oh, just got like a fucking.
Are you okay?
Pull in my ribs as I tried to breathe. Lots of fun when that happens.
Hate that.
So much fun.
It's like that Jenna Marbles clip. What was that? Breathing.
Oh my god, yeah. I'm trying to think of like, it's almost like she's accidentally trying to do it like more formal, but I think, can she speak it? I'm assuming this is also Celestial.
Mm-hmm.
If she speaks and tries to like do it as she's reading the language and like looking at it, can she say this aloud in Celestial instead of English or Common?
I will
Whatever this
allow
is.
you. Roll a religion check.
Okay. I will do that.
Because technically this is how you heard Mir speak to you.
Okay. Rolling. 16 plus all the things, so 4. I rolled 21.
16.
That was my mod was 4.
Yes,
16 plus all the things. 4!
You can say it if you're looking at it while you're reading.
And I think she's not asking to come in specifically, but she's asking like, I think she says like, may we have permission to enter? She's asking permission to like enter in general. I don't know, and that's probably still wrong because it's basically the same thing but just formal and in Celestial. But
Nothing happens.
So, Coro mon ami, what is that language that you just said?
What?
You said... Looks at everybody else. Did you understand what she just said?
No.
It was not common. You were speaking... kind of language.
Don't choke.
It did sound
Love that.
angelic.
I was pretty accurate with my with the sounds that I made.
A lot less angelic than the sounds that she was making.
You did not hear I heard angelic.
From her.
Yes, from her. Did you not hear her?
Yeah. I heard angelic from her, not so much you.
That's what I'm saying. I basically said the same thing as her.
That's so good.
I don't understand.
Sure.
Okay. I'm glad we came to the right conclusion.
You have to scoot your mic up, because you are very quiet as Socorro.
Okay, hold on. Let me make sure it's not on the wrong microphone again.
Because it does that. The bastard.
Yeah, it does do that. Is it
Actually, I
better?
should make sure.
Rude.
Hold on.
You cannot have my mac and
Turn
cheese.
my gain up. Check that my input and my output volume is loud as fuck.
Loud as fuck, boys!
Right? Is that any better at all?
You're very loud now. I have to turn you back down.
Okay. Good. And I did like that last one was, and I think part of it is because when I start trying to do the accent with the cough and stuff right now, it like
You're
feels
good.
weird. But no, she just said I didn't think I was speaking any differently. I thought I was talking. Is that all you were?
Mm-mm. Nope. It
I
does
have
not
Are
say.
either of you gonna tell the other two what the word said?
You give
I
us 2
mean,
seconds to
yes.
finish role playing. Oh my
You-
god. You
you
impatient
nuts.
DM you. You're good.
You're like, take up as much time. Like, I don't have anything planned. Feel free to RP, and then we're taking our time, and you're like, are you gonna do
Okay, listen. Sometimes you guys forget to do the important thing, and then like 10 hours later, you're on to something completely different, and you missed the important thing just because you forgot. Okay?
That is fair.
Valid. Valid.
But then she will say, I mean, I just said what you said, Kalana. I just asked to enter. Or, I guess, if we had the permission to go inside.
Are we just asking Zedor questions now?
The writing on the floor, it says all those who ask are welcome here. So my instinct is to turn around and ask to enter. So
Rue is going to turn towards the door and say, "May we be welcome here."
Nothing happens.
Axis, will follow suit because everybody else has tried, and why not?
Asking the door.
But he turns to the door and says, "Can I come in?"
oh!
Can I come into the out now?
Come into the now. I love that movie.
Especially since it's coming from Maxis. Nothing happens.
All right, that's
As
fair.
heartbreaking as it is.
Does Trist
Alright.
say anything as the final person here?
You know what? I'm gonna have them roll because watching you try, they're putting together that speaking to the door is not gonna work.
And that's
so.
cool because I also had a second thing come into my brain as everyone was asking questions, so.
Like looking, they're gonna look at all of you. Like you're all fucking stupid.
Fair enough.
Yes.
And they're
I
gonna
am.
go, what kind of places are you asking to come in? And then they're gonna walk up to the door and they're gonna knock.
Why would you touch it?
Oh, the door!
Oh my gosh.
No, because you all touched the handle. Like you were just trying to enter.
Just pick it off the ground, put it back.
It's okay.
Well, like always, doors are the bane of all D&D players' existence.
Naturally.
We always
Yeah.
check if the door's unlocked, and then we don't know
I was like,
because
I'm just sitting here thinking, like, that's all how you guys are asked to come in, is you guys just shout at the door, hoping that whoever's
the
inside here.
door most recently froze anything that touched it. Yes, even though
Yes!
Also, how are
Well-
we supposed to know?
That's
I text people when I'm there.
Yeah, actually, I would have texted the person if I had their number, but, like,
Yeah.
clearly we didn't exchange Instagrams or anything before we showed up, so
My
You
next-
cl-
my
you
next
kno-
thought was to
I-
ask the dragon.
you fucking knock, sir.
I text
you let
you.
me know when you're close, but then you fucking knock. You.
you're not wrong.
Sakura's next point of action would have been to turn to the dragons and ask if they, like, ask for
And
refuge.
ask.
That would have been
Okay.
cute. That would have been
So
cute.
Trist knocks.
Yes,
and
because I'm
everybody
sorry, but they
freaks
rolled a
out.
19 on their intelligence. I didn't even need to look at the modifier. But as they knock, kind of like foregoing the, hey, if I could touch this, I might freeze. The seal of the door, it's like the middle part, because it's a two-door door,
Yeah.
glows, and the doors push open to reveal this.
Oh god.
Work. Oh,
what the
what the
fuck?
god?
This place.
And instead of anything ice related, you enter a room where the floor is quite literally lava. On the far wall, there seems to be a firefall, not a waterfall. And all of you can make perception checks.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's totally do that.
Can I help you with something?
21 again.
Hey, me too! 21
Nice,
crew!
nice.
25.
Nice.
Fuck you. No, I'm kidding.
17.
I was so proud.
Nice. Okay. So all of you hear the slow thump, thump, thump of what seems to be like stone on stone, like grinding, like it's dragging before like a heavy thump follows. And at the far end of the room, it hasn't noticed you yet, is a giant lava monster.
We go back out now. Let's go back to the front door. I'm not dealing with that.
Close the door. I don't like this. Considering we could barely handle these and I was able to stop them, I don't think we're quite up to this yet.
Front door.
I'm with y'all. We should just slowly back
I'm
out.
pretty sure Maxis didn't even enter.
Yep, nope.
Nope.
It
Not doing
opened,
Yeah.
stood there.
Same, though, honestly. It opens Con just because. No.
Mm-mm.
As you all.
If I can see the fire fall. Mm-mm.
Mhm.
Mm-mm. In fact, he's already walking the other way.
I love that. Okay, so as the other three of you start to slowly back out of this room so the lava monster doesn't notice you, its gaze slowly turns to stare at you. But it doesn't make a move towards you. Instead, you all hear a voice inside your head. Leave my home now. And as soon as you step out, the doors slam in your face.
So not these doors then. These are not the doors we were meant to be in.
No.
Okay.
That
the
seems
wall
like
would
his
you
private
do that?
residence, and I respect that.
Yeah.
I would like to quite heartily apologize for leaving
Sit.
everything technically. We should go.
Yeah. Should we go back to the doors that we were at before?
Yeah, we'll figure out the pillar stuff.
I mean,
Okay.
You are okay. That is good.
Don't we know what we need for the pillars? We just didn't go anywhere with them.
Nobody actually shared the information about the
shared,
fact
they
that
just
they
knew.
got.
I think
So
I
one
know
person
one-
got
So nobody
information.
actually shared it out loud. They just
Correct, because crystal dragons showed up and everybody forgot.
Okay, right. That's true.
Mhm.
We got very distracted,
mind
by
then.
the way.
Scratch that line. The answer was yes.
Yeah, so we didn't have the chance to process the fact that we had come across that information in our little brains yet. We got distracted by crystal dragons.
Also,
so.
I think it was there was only 4 or 5 of the dragons left. How many was there? Was 4?
There's 4 dragons left.
Okay.
2 came with us. 2 are still back there.
I just wanted to know so that I knew how many names that Sakura needed to find.
4.
4.
4 names for you.
Cool.
So did somebody ask, do we know what we need to get for the pillar, or was that actually stricken?
I think that might be something that comes up when we get to the pillar.
Okay.
Everybody processed the fact that there was a giant ass fucking lava monster in the door.
Nope. I don't need to think about that. Nope, you're sure. The pillar though. The pillar. We need 4 things. 4 little rock things. I think I know where one of them is. Is it fair to assume that I know where the earth rock is?
Yeah. Well,
Cool.
last you knew.
Yeah.
Last
Say
you
what?
knew. Last you knew.
Yes.
Your tribe had one. Kept in safety. To help with prospering farmlands.
Cool. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like the water one.
No, that one was
It's
mine.
Okay. I think I know where, and he points at like the earth like spot. He's like, I think I know where that one is.
I think mine was the fire one.
I might know where the water one is at. So I would just leave.
We had a story around our tribe about a fire crystal. Might have something to do with this.
What does it do?
I just know that it's very powerful, and some would say acted almost as a portal to another world, or maybe even a key.
Sounds good. If this is what I think it is, my grove used it to make sure the crops in the area grew, and we actually had quite a bit of farmland developed within the grove. Actually, there was a winery or a vineyard in it. So
Sounds like powerful stuff.
mm-hmm.
And likely the
Koana, what is the
trouble?
Oh, sorry.
Just the one that seems it might be at least the least amount of trouble because you know exactly where it is, and also you know the area really well.
It is it has been a minute though since I've been there, and that's putting it lightly.
Do you still have kin there?
I would assume so. It would not shock me if they were still there. It would be cool. It would be nice to see them.
The water one might be in an oasis, or close in near to it. My mentor mentioned it the last time we were near it, so. But I have no idea if it's moved or not. But it would be a place to start.
Which one do we want to go with?
Well, seeing as we have 3 of 4 where we know they're at, probably best to go for the farthest one and make our way back.
Does that make sense? We should pull up a map then. Preferably any looks around. Maybe not down here.
Where is Atlas still above us or below us or around us?
Mm-hmm.
He's inside
he's
of our
moved
hearts.
on to like the little trail that goes to the back door because now he's examining all the items trapped inside Crystal.
Nice.
With like a bunch of tools, and like every now and then you just get a "Ha! This is fascinating!" somewhere down the tunnel.
Nice. Koana wanders a little bit down the tunnel and just shouts after Atlas, "Hey! We're gonna go back up. Are you staying down here?"
You hear like boots like hit the ground like he's jumping off one of the giant crystals. And he goes, "I don't see why not." As he's like stretching.
I don't remember what I asked because that does not sound like something I asked. That doesn't
You
answer
asked
the
if he was staying down here. His response was he doesn't see why he wouldn't.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Good.
We will take Pimple Rose up with us then.
Oh, yeah, her. He tucked her next to all of his things, like nicely laid down. Yeah, probably should drop her off at Phalina's. She's really out.
Sounds good. And I'm going to lift and try to climb with her.
We'll climb
Chris is
right
gonna come
behind
up next to you and go, "If you want to carry her, you can. I'm just saying I'm taller."
I can jump higher.
Not with the extra weight.
Okay, and he just gives Trist Maple Rose. Just don't drop her, then, and then he's gonna start climbing.
Wouldn't dream of it. Like, as like they're adjusting, you just hear them mumble, "How to carry your ass half across the country."
Hold on a second. I was never passed out. He says as he's climbing.
Also, before we leave, if the dragons aren't coming, she would definitely make sure they had their names before she left, so that she knew them.
They do not move to follow you.
Okay. So officially, I don't know, like, because I don't have any visual cues for the ones that haven't been painted quite thoroughly by Maple. But so
We'll go painted by Maple, blue crystal, purple crystal, emo white crystal.
Cool. That actually works pretty well. So the first one, the painted one, is confetti.
Okay.
The purple one will be chomp. Because he likes to eat things. I don't know. And then the blue one is tinsel, and the white one is twinkle. Confetti, chomp, tinsel, and twinkle.
I love that. I love that so much. And seeing that you are leaving the pit, the one that you were riding, which one were you riding?
That would have been Chomp.
Probably.
Chomp.
Chomp cries like a dog being abandoned, but then follows its siblings back down where they came from.
Tells him we will return.
That's very sad. That makes me very sad. I don't like it.
Tells him we will be back.
But oh yeah, no, she definitely does, and I don't know if she like smuggled away any sort of like food before going down, but if she did, she would try and toss one to Chomp. Even if he can't eat it, he would try. I feel like
Chomp will take it, and he's gonna bring it with him to cuddle with, because golems do not eat.
No, they don't. But she doesn't think about it like that. She's like, it's like a little pet. You feed pets, right?
Yes, you do. Sakura would know.
Sakura would know.
I'm gonna go over here now. You're not wrong.
Get back here. You wrote your own story. Sit with it.
You're not wrong. Oh, right, and now that I know the colors, I can write them down too so that they're in here. There we go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chomp.
It is also in the notes too.
Yes.
Once we get out of the pit, should we? I'll wait until everybody's there and just like, should we just go back to our rooms? Like, what should we do for this? Since we have to look at the map. Who has a map?
I have one that we can have access to. If y'all want to make a goodbye.
Oh.
Bye,
no
DM.
Anarchy!
Anarchy!
Now,
Wait, don't burn it. Maxis will be scared, and so we'll make it.
I will be.
No, don't scare.
Burn it.
No burning.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I exited out of Discord trying to pull.
We thought you got disconnected.
It's okay. We're now level 12.
Self-inflicted.
No, that was crazy.
Also, there were at least 3 frost fires, but not hot ones because too many people are scared of heat.
Yep. Otherwise known as blizzards.
No! I said what I said!
I don't know what I missed, but I love coming in and just being so confused.
You missed us all shouting anarchy, and that's basically
anarchy! Yeah, pretty much.
Good. Let there be death.
Oh.
Is it mine?
I don't know.
Fairly certain it's mine.
It's
Character or player?
Death.
It can't be yours. I have to. If I decide to kill Koana, it's gotta fuck up a certain someone.
Yeah, you know what? Fair. Actually, it should fuck up 2 certain someones, but it's fine.
It will definitely. It's gonna definitely fuck up the one. You have to work for the second, okay?
Top of the pillar. The top of the pit?
Sorry, I'm like getting the map up for you guys.
Yeah.
Putting it in the session thing, so.
Wee.
Wee
Um,
woo. Wee woo.
Koana offers, he knows where a map is at that they can use. But he also offers, if you all want to return to your room real quick, we can make a stop by Embers. On the way. We also have Phalina. We were to stop by because of Maple Rose.
I can take Maple Rose to Phalina if anyone wants to go back to the room. I don't need anything from there.
You also do not need anything from the room.
Or we can all stick together if you want to.
I don't need anything from the room, but I thought
Would you like to
about
wash
this-
up at all?
Well, no. I just forgot about this when we were doing the shopping. Do you know where I could get some like wing care kits? Because when we do long journeys, it's kind of not great for me if I don't have anything, and I didn't have anything before I got here, and so yeah.
Does Koana know that off the top of his head?
Roll history or intelligence.
History gave me a dirty 20.
Yeah, you know exactly where that is.
Koana nods and he goes, "Yeah, we can make a stop on the way." He just starts leading.
She follows as she does.
Make a pit stop at wherever it is to buy the wing care kit. Koana pays for it.
Cool, but
then-
on your way there.
We did the job. We should have money now. I'm just kidding. We should have been paid.
Right?
Yes, Atlas would have like gestured towards his bag and be like, yeah, you all have pouches of gold. In there. He's a little distracted. But on your way there, Triss is gonna fall into step with Maxis. And very hushly whisper, "You okay?"
Looks at Trist. We're walking like as the group and everything. Atlas is no longer with us, right?
Correct.
He's no longer there. He's gonna like slightly look around, and be like, "I'm fine."
And I'm fine as in I'll talk about this later, or is I'm fine trying to bullshit me?
The former. This
Okay.
isn't necessarily the best place. And he with his eyes motions to everybody that's kind of in front of him, like people.
The crowd that might or might not be walking through, you know.
Yes.
Rue's ears twitch.
Yep. The ears twitch. He's like.
And I am sure Koana's do as well because they both have ears.
Ears.
I do have a passive 18 perception, so yeah, probably.
So this is
more of just a like.
I will have Triss roll stealth.
That's fine.
Stealthy.
Fucking plus a bajillion.
Max is
Yeah, I have a +7 to stealth, and I rolled a 10, so 17.
I still hear your A's.
Triss will just nod and be like, "Okay, that's fine, but we all room together too. So unless I'm dragging you out of the bedroom later, you better meet me in the tavern."
I'm gonna roll stealth.
Okay.
I want to roll stealth to try to hide my response.
You could all roll perceptions or use your passive.
I will roll because my passive isn't amazing.
21.
I'm taking my
Stealth.
time.
Ha! 23 perception. I rolled a 19.
God damn.
Okay.
I got 16.
Okay. So Sakura's the only one that hears you.
Yeah, Maxis is still keeping it quiet. He didn't talk his tree. Just branches or so.
Okay. And then you guys get to the wing care place, ran by Anakakura.
Right. Didn't think that through. Great. I don't think, but
Ruth?
she's not inside yet, so she has no idea that she's about to walk into a store that's probably full of Aarakocra, because she's not used to having any other winged folk around, so...
Are there any windows? Can Rue see in before they walk in?
Yeah, go ahead and, yeah, I mean, you can roll perception.
Okay.
Unless you want to use your 16.
Sakura's so busy trying to listen
No.
to Maxis because
21.
she's being secretive that she's, like, not even looking at where she's going.
Nice. Rue, yes, you glance through the window, and you see, 2 Anakokra, behind the counter.
Okay. He is gonna turn to Socorro and kind of like put his hands on her shoulder and like almost like turn her to face him. He's gonna say, "All right, kiddo, listen. I just need you to know that if you don't want to talk about anything or if you don't want to ask any questions, you don't have to. We can just go in there, get the kit, and get out.
Okay.
Okay?"
Okay.
And then,
Rue.
and then
I
he'll
don't think
just
that
turn
Rue
and
knows
start
that
walking.
Sakura doesn't know what she's walking into yet.
Mhm.
This is a really
I think
funny
Max
way
is
to put it.
walking past, opens up. What do we talk? Like, what is the concern? Oh,
And yeah, Rue will start walking into the store.
She follows like nothing's wrong yet because she hasn't actually looked up into the store. She's so used to kind of just following either people or being on a performance, so, you know, fun. Until she, like, is actively inside the store, she looks up and just blinks.
And Rue's gonna turn to the 2 Aarakocra and say, "Don't overwhelm her."
They just kind of like look at you and be like, "We just wanted to say welcome."
bonjour.
Kohana, walking in behind the group, goes, "They're new to town."
Ah, we see. Okay. Well, welcome anyway.
Kohana will step around the group and he'll walk right up to the counter and he goes, "We need a wing care kit for travel."
Oh, yes, of course. And one dips down under the counter, and the other one turns like to the shelving, and they both grab like each of like a half. So like one has like all the cleaners, and then like one would have all the like. I don't want to call it combs because that's not correct.
Myself too, by the way.
Okay.
I also want to make 2 rolls. I want to roll a stealth and a deception because she is now actively trying to move her wings as out of sight as she can without being obvious about it.
Oh.
Okay, so go ahead
Perception.
and roll your stealth first.
Perception.
And then
Oh, that's not great. My stealth is an
all right.
8.
Anyone who wants to see that she's attempting to hide her wings
But
can roll
I
perception.
do a very good
Maxis
job
rolling.
of pretending I'm not trying to hide them. I'm really bad at it, so it's obvious I'm not trying to hide them because I'm failing, but I rolled a 19 to make it look like I'm not trying. But I don't succeed at hiding them well.
Okay. And then if anyone wants to know that she's trying to hide them, you're going to need to roll an insight.
Alright, I'll roll an
19
insight.
or higher.
Rue
I
just has-
saw. Sorry, go Rue. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, Rue has his focus like just locked on the 2 behind the counter to make sure they
Yes,
don't make
you're
any
making them
sudden
very
movements.
uncomfortable.
I have a very high intimidation.
Yes. Your passive intimidation is like off the charts.
So I rolled like shit for perception, but I did get a 10. So I saw it, but then I rolled a 17 plus 6 insight, so a 23 to figure out what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, you obviously know everything.
Yeah.
Like... And it makes sense because Maxis would know when Socorro's trying to make herself look smaller. When she's already very tiny.
Does Koana roll insight?
He got a 12 on his insight.
Oh. Sorry, Koana.
Yeah, he doesn't know these people.
That's fair.
So.
Alright.
As far as he knows, and honestly, he doesn't need to know. It could be as much of being uncomfortable with strangers as just wanting to not draw attention to the current condition of wings to... he doesn't know. He also doesn't... He gets it. And sometimes you just need to be a little bit more smaller around people. It's fine. It's fine.
Alright. But yeah, like they both put like down like parts of the kit. And then like kind of like stiff looking at Rue.
Koana offers them an apologetic smile and he goes, "How much for the kit?"
Just 10 silver. It's not anything fancy, unfortunately. Just the basics. Yep, just the basics.
He puts down the 1 gold piece.
They go to get you your change.
No, that is 10 silver.
10 silver is 1 gold.
Yeah.
They're so flustered from the stare.
There you go.
Yeah, no, it's like they go to get change and then they realize, oh wait, currency.
Rue flustered them so much.
Have a good day. Yep, have a good day. Is that offensive? I don't think it's offensive. I don't know. He's looking at us like it's offensive.
Socorro, as you're like kind of doing your thing, trying to get small, you do like you would probably recognize Maxis kind of like slides up next to you and just like grabs your hand like he would before like a show, and just like just kind of stands there, holds the hand for a bit, and like just is there.
As soon as the payment has been made and she feels like the transaction is done, she's kind of just like, she barely entered the store. She basically stopped in the doorway in like surprise and like then uncertainty and then like, you know, all of the other things that come with not feeling like, you know, you're up to par with the real thing in a way, and just kind of like shuffles slowly back out and around the corner of the door.
Yeah.
Where there's probably a window, so she's not actually doing a very good job of getting out of sight, but the attempt is there, but doesn't let go of Maxis's hand.
A couple hand squeezes, and Maxis will just start walking with Socorro, not knowing where they're going, but just away from the store.
Koana will gather items, shove at Rue, and jog to catch up. To take the lead again.
Rue backs out slowly, keeping eye contact with the clerks, just looking in between them.
Prolonged eye contact.
As you turn to exit, Rue, Koana, you've already ran out. So you don't hear this.
Nope.
But Rue, you just hear one of the Anakakra mumble. Those damn tabaxi.
Rue's gonna turn back and just nod and keep going.
Hell yeah! You betcha!
Reinforcing racial stereotypes. Oh, fuck.
Birds versus cats.
Oh,
Species.
Yeah,
species
it's totally
stereotype.
just the bird thing.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. It's just the animal crap. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Cats don't like birds.
Race? I don't know.
Speciest?
Speciest. Speciest. Speciesism.
It's rampant.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta do something.
Do we, though? We kind of reinforce it here.
This is America.
This is America.
Yeehaw!
I mean, you do have the southern ass.
Yeah, we do have the southern ass, that's for sure.
Askin.
You're right.
Just throw me out the window, please.
No, we need you. We need our precious Socorro.
Socorro is the only thing that's holding all of this entire party together.
They're the glue.
For the bond of protecting the bird child.
Yeah.
However, like, arguably, throwing Socorro out the window, she could fly. So,
She
like,
could fly.
I was like, it's fine. I have wings.
Strategy at that point.
yeah, exactly. Throw the bird. Everybody else jumps because we can all land on our feet. It's what we do.
True.
And maybe Rue could land on their feet.
I'm a rabbit.
Rabbits don't always land on their feet.
Notoriously,
But you also know
that's how the saying goes.
No, it's not!
Rabbits, they don't land on their feet. They just have really big feet.
Which means they usually land on them. I didn't say they're
And then
standing.
break them.
It's the old Easter story of the rabbit who landed on his feet.
Yeah.
Rabbit Habit sat on a wall. Rabbit Habit had a great fall. Rabbit Habit landed on his feet.
I'm so glad Gray gets it. Like, those were the stories that I grew up with.
Yeah, duh.
God, it's a Wisconsin thing.
I don't know
Curious.
what's so shocking about this.
Where was Trist with Maple Rose through all this, just standing outside?
Pretty much. I mean, like, you got a sleeping girl on their back.
Nice.
We should probably drop her off somewhere.
Yeah, that's where we're going.
Oh,
Faelina's is next.
nice. That is good to know.
So we
So,
make toward Faelina's.
yes. So you get to Faelina's with minimal difficulty.
Seek.
Faelina takes her, and it's like, yeah, like, basically volunteers, like, keep an eye on her while she sleeps, because, oh, that darn narcolepsy.
A darn narcolepsy. Cool. He's gonna take everybody to the preservatorium. Preservator.
We
Yeah.
have to, like, actually head out, like, at some point after this, right?
Like, leave the
Is that what
town?
we're doing? Are we leaving the
Most
town at
likely.
this point?
We gotta make a
Figuring out
plan.
where we're going.
You gotta make the plan.
Okay, we're gonna
Yeah,
make
we gotta make the
I
plan
forget where you're
first.
going.
We're gonna make a plan. Our
Yeah.
plan is to make a
Yeah,
plan.
make the plan, execute the plan,
The
expect the plan to go off the rails, make a new plan.
I have the
No, there's
makings
no
of a
making a
plan.
new plan. There's just doing at that point. It's not making
Yeah.
a new plan. It's just do the thing.
Panic.
Whatever.
It's
happens.
reacting.
Improvise. Improvise.
Adapt
Yes,
and overcome.
improvise. That's what I was like.
Yeah.
It's a good thing you've got two actors with your group here. Socorro and Maxis, clearly. They can improv anything. That's a lie. We are not
Okay,
actors.
Okay.
That was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful.
Oh, well, that was
Probably the funniest thing I've
fantastic.
done in a while. Like, just swindling a swindler for a dead fish that's absolutely useless.
It's why I love Goblin Town, okay? It's just chaos incarnate. It's literally all that town is.
Yep.
Oh.
So you drop off Maple Rose, and you begin to make
Preservatory.
your way towards the preservatory. But I want all of you, besides Koana, to roll perception, because Koana, you know.
Ah, yeah, he knows.
22.
Okay, let's try again and see if I keep this decent streak or not. 17, not bad. I had a worry there because it almost landed on 1.
19.
Okay.
Does Trist?
What was Maxis's?
22.
Perfect. Yes, Trist does Koana to answer your question, so don't you worry.
Excellent.
It's gonna be a murder.
Love
So
it.
as you are all walking, you do hear it's an elderly couple whisper, oh, God's another one. Now there's 2. It's gonna be just walking bad luck for all of us.
From where?
Behind you to the left.
the ears raise up, and I kind of like turn to see who was speaking.
I feel like this is a state that Socorro has seen Maxis do before when he's about to do something stupid and stand up to the tamer.
It is not far off.
You do see this elderly couple. But Maxis, even as you turn to like look, you can see that as you've been walking, some people you've passed no issue whatsoever. But there's a couple others that seem to be glaring daggers at Kawana.
Oh, it's
Before
at
glancing
Kawana?
at Rue with the same kind of disdain. Kawana, you are infinitely familiar with these kinds of stairs walking through town.
Is it only Maxis who notices?
I would say the rest of you do if you guys turn to like track his vision. He just turned first, so he saw the others first.
Rue slowly looks from like person to person or group to group as he's like kind of taking that in.
Did
Trish is gonna
hear it, or was it just Maxis who heard it though?
Oh no, everybody heard it. If you rolled above a 15, you heard it.
Okay.
Everybody heard that.
Then
Yep.
not quite the same like reaction, but her feathers do ruffle a little and get a little fluffed, like she's like getting her shoulders up.
Kawana doesn't stop. Like, just keeps walking. Kawana.
Yeah.
Do people have a problem here with you, or I guess Tabaxi in general?
Mouse, I need you to comprehend, please, that I'm trying to do something. He rolled that well. He DM, remind me, is it him specific or is it all of them? Because I know it's rare, but I don't remember.
I mean, when there is another Tabaxi that walks through town, there's kind of like judgmental, but they mostly leave them alone because they're just passing through.
Yeah.
But they get to fester and blame everything on your existence.
Yeah. Kawana just shrugs and he has a soft smile on his face. And if you want to roll insight and get above an 18, I'll give you more.
That's a 21.
Excellent.
Rolling good. Now I said that, it's not going to continue.
No, probably not.
Yeah,
but there's almost a sadness and an unease in the way that he smiles, the way that he's holding himself. He just shrugs and smiles and goes, only Tabaxi that lives here. So it's not hard for people to point fingers and stuff like that. So, but they're usually kind to others. So he looks at Rue. You shouldn't have any problems, Rue. If you do, let me know. I'll deal with it for you. And he just keeps leaving.
Rue is still looking between people and groups of people and gives no indication that he heard Kawana at all.
Cool.
His ears are back. His shoulders are really, really scrunched up. He looks incredibly uncomfortable.
Yeah, Rue, you could have never imagined what it felt like to be treated like this.
Mm-hmm.
But before I allow you guys to move on, you all notice that there's one party member distinctly missing from your group. Can y'all roll perception, please?
Where is that other rogue?
Here we go again.
What are we doing?
Let's go! What am
I'm
I
trying to
rolling?
find Tris.
Natural 20, 26.
I wasn't
Perception.
even gonna make you guys roll that hard because
Oh.
they're not making themselves silent for a change.
Nice.
Oh.
10.
10. Okay, still double digits.
21.
Rue?
Rue is just completely out of it and not noticing anything
That's fair.
beyond the glares.
Is now behind that elderly couple. And they just lean between them and go, you know what else I hate? When the elderly just won't get in their graves. Would you like assistance?
Gee Christ. Koana, just... Yeah. He's just like, but...
It is, this is Trist.
They shouldn't be harassing people.
The people should not be harassing us, Isa. Yes. It is a two-way street. If they do not be harassed, neither do you. Speaking of, and Maxus is going to shift so Rue is between him and Socorro. So Rue's no longer on the outside of all these people. So
That's very kind.
Trying to be a little bit of a barrier physically.
You just hear a very offended screech coming from the older woman. And the man shouting about something about getting Trist arrested for threatening. And in a wisp of shadow-like smoke, they appear back next to you, and they're just laughing. They're like, okay, we can go now.
It's really funny. Okay, but I was serious. When she screeches, Socorro like instinctively just like screeches back. Her wings kind of like fluff up, like bird screeching. Because she's mad. Just a smidge.
Socorro's screeching is what snaps Rue out of it. He looks at her and goes, "You okay, kiddo?"
I'm more okay than you are. And then she kind of just like hooks her arm on yours. Like, let's just go.
Yeah. Let's get out of here. He kind of gives one last look over his shoulder and starts moving forward pretty quickly.
Koana leads the way.
Maxus's ears stay up, and
they're on swivel satellites.
Oh, absolutely.
How many directions can they turn? Yes.
All of it. All.
So, but he stays with the group, keeping Rue in the middle if Koana's leading.
Koana's leading.
Trist will fall in step with Koana because we're not leaving the Tabaxis alone.
Yeah.
It gains a chuckle from Koana because you don't have to walk with me. Rue probably needs it more than I do.
Nah, Rue's good. In fact, Socorro has now, despite her hesitance about her wings earlier, she is now using them to, just be a shadow behind Rue and, kind of try and block as much as possible.
Perfect.
Trist is gonna glance back and just go, I think Socorro has it handled. As does Maxus. But if they don't, it takes 3 steps. And whoever does anything will be on the floor.
Fair enough. And there's it's not quite as happy as it probably should have been. But he doesn't say anything.
Strike 1, strike 2, strike 3, you strike the floor.
I love that.
You strike the floor.
Trist will just shrug. Not buying your fair enough for a fucking second. And just go, if we're making it worse, I'll stop.
He shrugged and just adds, well, if you're going to make it worse, you already did. Best just to not get on their case about it. Makes things worse sometimes. And he purposely tries to put a few steps between them.
They'll let you. But they will, before you get too far, just go. In that case, I'm sorry.
And he glances over his shoulder, offers them a smile, and you didn't know. But keeps the distance.
Alright.
I'm so glad that Sakura didn't hear that, because her thought was, sometimes things have to get worse before anything gets better, except not in a good way.
Preservatory.
Yes.
Preservatory.
I was trying to come up with a response to that, and then I got distracted by the noodle.
Nice.
Okay, noodles are very distracting.
Yes, Rue.
Can we have a bathroom break?
Absolutely.
Yes, please. I have to catch up on notes.
All right, on notes. Use the bathroom. Get more food.
Deafening
That is
myself.
fair. And I will post because like I said, for the sake of my own memory, I record sessions and then I unlistedly post them. So I will send a link to where I'm gonna when I post them. So if you ever need to go back,
fucking love you. Just the entire playlist. I fucking love you. It means I can go back and fix my fucking notes.
Yes,
Uh,
that you can. I will
However-
have to specifically edit out that one clip where I do secret stuff, or at least mute it so
I was
that
gonna
you
say-
can't hear what's being said.
I'll just I don't listen to. I got full access to.
Timestamps.
Perfect.
Alright,
I'll just skip that timestamp.
I'm
Be gone
gonna
with you, go
direction
pee.
too.
Be gone with you. I'm deafening.
Okay.
If you need me, ping me elsewhere.
And then there was 2.
Because I
How
can
you
hold
doing?
my bladder for forever. No, I went right
Remember
before
to go
session.
before D&D for a change.
Exactly.
So.
Right, you go the second before D&D starts, you're mostly good. And then it's just right at the very, very end you're rushing out. Just in case.
Yeah.
No, the funny thing is, the reason why the comment that I didn't get to make because I wasn't there to hear it, or Sakura wasn't, is because every time something good happened to her, it's because something bad happened first, but it was done on purpose, not something that the world accidentally did, that she came out the other side. It's like, no, I have to make myself do a bad thing so that I can have the good thing. Which is technically still kind of a bad thing, because it still was under him.
It's all good, cause I don't. I'm gonna purposely make sure it's Sohoro that finds out, but Trist is going to do a murder.
That's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be very fun. I'm just I have to continuously remind myself that Trist is not good. They are. I love my friends, and I love the people that I'm responsible for, and everybody else can fuck off.
Yup. Whereas Sakura does everything she can to believe the best in everybody because, trained into her. Everyone else is always right.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's something against Daddy, and then it's wrong. And Daddy is right.
Yeah, I'm gonna love unpacking that bullshit, cause, like I said, it's gonna be a very RP heavy, night, where, if we're moving a little too fast, you're all gonna have nightmares. And, Sakura's is specifically fun.
I'm excited, because, we still have things, in there. And we still have whatever the fuck Trist is going to do, in reaction to Sakura using life transference instead of just a healing.
Yeah,
spell.
no, that's gonna be very fun. It's basically gonna be each of you being pulled into the principal's office.
I haven't had to do that since elementary school. Actually, I don't think I ever got called to the principal's office for any reason, just the teacher's office, but...
I did, because I got student of the month.
Nerd.
No, I was a B student. I was just a teacher's pet.
That's fair.
Fair.
Hmm.
I had two parents that worked at school, so if my name ever got called on the intercom, I'd start walking to the office, and my parents would see me before the principal would.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Didn't get in trouble much.
The much is a very important N word there.
I never got in trouble. I was an angel, and then because I was an angel, whenever I did do the bad thing, and they'd go, "Ashley, did you do the bad thing?" I go, "No, Mrs. Fuller, I didn't do the bad thing." And because I was such a teacher's pet, they always believed me.
See, I tried to be a good person and a good student, but I was bad at it because of undiagnosed ADHD, so I didn't do my work, I didn't do my homework properly, and I did, in fact, once get caught trying to cheat on a geography test, where we literally just had to draw a collage of, like, historical things on these questions, and I tried to use the textbook to find them, and they caught me. So, you know.
I love how you started it with, I tried to be a good person.
Geography. Okay, I will say specifically that my teacher in that particular grade level when we did that test was like the most shitty, like boring teacher who couldn't do anything. Literally had a back problem. So like we didn't get gym, we didn't get to do anything at all. She would literally say, "Read these pages," and then the next morning put out the answers and say, "Make sure your answers are correct. Don't cheat," and then sit at her desk. So, you know, I learned nothing. And so, you know.
Sounds useful.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's why I spent 90% of my time at school reading novels that I shouldn't have been reading. Because I found my mom's box of Bodice Ripper novels from when she...
Oh!
Yeah, I started reading them in, like, the 6th grade. It was really weird. My mom got mad at me a lot when she would find it.
You brought
really
smut to school?
I will say, I literally would skip over all those parts. I just wanted the romance and the action and the hurt comfort of someone getting in trouble and someone they loved saving them. That was my porn, is like that.
Fanfiction, people!
Anyway, hand-holding
Listen.
makes my heart go oopies, but not when I'm involved.
Listen. It's all good. You just brought smut to school.
Please throw me out that window.
Because now you're asking for it.
All right, we should ding Shara. Since we're all back.
Ding, ding, ding.
Come back.
That's how you ding? Ash, that's how you ding? Just
Ding, ding, ding.
No, that's just how I be silly.
Come back, my friend. Come back.
I had to adult too much today. There are no more adult brain
Right?
cells in here.
I'm still partially sick. I think I'm a little loopy.
I don't even have that excuse. Okay, everybody good now?
Preservation.
Yes.
Yes.
what?
Preservatory.
Sorry. It is literally on the map. Or I guess not on this map, but it's on the other map.
Is it observatory or preservatory?
Preservatory. If you go to the map of Anamoya, the thing with the giant forbidden pit, it's the building that's to the left.
In Discord?
Yep.
That would explain it. I was like looking
My
at
mic was muted.
the at Roll20. I was like, I don't
No,
see
the
that.
Roll20 is gonna be the map that you guys need to ping on stuff, so that way you guys know where you're going. So that's why that one's up.
Oh, I see.
That makes sense.
Play
That makes
that.
sense. Right. So we get in.
Right.
Kawana just walks
Right.
in.
Crikey.
Crikey, what do we got here?
Why can't I hold this accent? Why does it
Oh, it's
always
so
go
hard.
British?
It's so hard to
Why
hold it.
does it
Don't
always
you
say
worry about it.
British?
Man, I'm very sorry about it.
All
It's
right,
just more
so
cheesy to go
you guys
British.
get to this very large, grand-looking building, and Kawana just walks in.
Walks in.
I walk in.
Yeah, it takes a sec, but we go in.
Yeah, I just keep following Koana.
All right. So, on the first floor, there are shelves upon shelves of very old looking books. They're not dusty looking old. They look very carefully taken care of. But it's kind of like when you walk into the classic section of a library, or you have to like request like a specific like artifact. Like everything is well taken care of. There are some things that are like preserved in glass cases.
The name, it makes sense.
See.
Koana is going to go where the latest map is currently stored.
Okay.
Everything
So
else
you
looks
go straight
pretty much
into
anything.
the cartography room,
Cartography.
which is through a set of double glass doors to the left, where there is many what looks to be scrolls, like carefully placed inside like scroll shelves. You guys know the ones that look like the X's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
little
on the
umbrella
back
holders.
wall is a current world map.
Is there one? Is there I'm assuming there is a copy that he can lay down that they can interact with.
Yes, Kawana, you know that it's all the way to the back in like a basket of scrolls where like you guys just make the one like to keep the ones that you guys make.
Great.
Um
And I'm assuming there's a table in this room. That's
there
chairs
is a
around it.
table in that room. Yep.
Fantastic. As Koana is walking past the table, he gestures to it and he says, "Go ahead, take a seat. I'll grab the map." And he goes and grabs the map
Okay.
and then lays it out on the table.
I perch on the seat
Fantastic.
on the chair.
I don't know why I didn't think of this before session.
I would say I'd definitely stand up and start looking over the map.
Rue
Okay.
sits down and pulls his own map out of his backpack.
Compare.
It's not super
had it.
detailed.
He just had it the entire time.
That's fair.
Well, it's not super detailed. He mostly has like his areas. Like he doesn't
Routes,
have
yeah.
any like official towns or anything on there. Like he just has drawings of mountains and rivers and stuff, and then like circles and symbols where he is stopped and where different things are. In a code that only he understands.
Oh yes. Google why. Hang on, my entire computer.
And if you guys
freak out.
think I'm making this up, I did draw my own map.
Let's go!
Nice. I don't. Okay, hang on, guys. My computer is being very stupid.
That's okay.
Oh, I know that struggle.
Thing then, just like as everyone's kind of getting settled and stuff, and seeing like the map, and then Rue taking out his own map. Because I don't think that Sakura was entirely in her full mind, like, to be observant of this on the trip there, but she's now curious how far they actually did travel, and will be asking, like, where we started before we got here, like, if like, Rue would point it out on the map, because she's interested in knowing.
Rue slides it between them and pulls out like, or points out where like Soul Ram is and where they met, and then the different spots that they stopped, and kind of being like, oh, and remember we went to this fish market here and we totally ripped that guy off by getting 10 fish for 2 silver or something like that.
Koana, not able to not eavesdrop, will just point to the respective spots on his map. So it's on the big map as well.
You good?
Maxis pulls out a small piece of wood and starts
I would like to
whittling it
going, please.
while people are talking as he is looking over the map.
Sorry, I missed everything. I had to restart my computer,
okay.
so I have no idea what's going on.
We were just RPing Socorro being interested in how far they got, Rue pointing it out, and then Koana kind of mirroring the spots on the big map, and then Maxis started whittling, which made I said Koana again. Socorro's brain. I was like, how close is Trist to Maxis right now? Like, is Trist like right beside Maxis, or is Trist kind of like around the map with
Yes, Trist would be leaning over the map, probably like on one of the sides.
Okay.
I'll
She'll save
say
this
like
for
the right
later.
side of the
I
table.
think she'll save it for later, just because.
Okay.
There's reasons for that.
So the answer is yes, probably next to Max's, because Koana probably would have taken head of table.
Likely.
Perfect.
So I look at the map.
Okay.
And I'm like, so we out here? And do I know where the grove is?
Oh, that's an excellent question.
On a map?
How long have you been gone?
12
Oh,
years?
shit.
It was 12 years. Or
12
wasn't it?
years.
You got there at
Yes.
10, and you
Yep,
said it was
12 years.
Okay, you can roll. You can roll a history, but you have to roll it at disadvantage.
That's fine, because the other thought that I had is like, why would we have a map of the world to identify where we are? Oh,
you
yeah.
know where
No.
Like the history is more so if you could like place at least like the general area.
Yeah, that's a 9.
You do not know where your
9.
home is.
I look at the map and I just. And I just keep whittling, waiting for somebody else to talk.
As the tour on the map with Rue and Socorro comes to an end, Koana looks to Maxis and goes, So where would your stone? Where do you think where was it at?
So it is it's in a place known as he's looking at the map and his eyes are just kind of like darting around. And it is in a place called the Grove of Donner. Grove of Donner. And he's scanning the fucking map and he's like, what the fuck does this all mean? Because again, I personally don't think he would have ever looked at a map before. So he's like, is this trees right there? Are these trees?
And Koana would point out that there's a forest with him. Yeah, him.
That's not say that word.
That was beautiful.
I used to be able to pronounce it. I cannot at this moment. It's been 6 months.
Narum.
Himlaram?
Himlaram.
Yeah, I think
Himlaram.
Ray's very close.
Himlaram.
I don't know about Himlaram.
Himlaram.
Himnaram.
Limnaram.
I'm just pronouncing it like
Limnaram.
depends if you want to pronounce all the letters.
Limmanuel.
But he points to the that was great. He points to the big forest that is Himnaram. And he says, this is forest. And he moves over towards. I have to zoom in because I can't fucking see. He gestures over and he goes, there. This is all plains, mountains. He gestures to the forest around Anamoya. These are the trees around Anamoya. This is where it ends. This is sand. More whatever the fuck is over on that side. And then he points to Solram.
Yes. Well. And he just motions to Himlaram. He just somewhere in there.
Koana looks to Rue.
Well, that's mighty convenient.
I take it yours is in a similar area?
Like I said, it was more of a rumor or a legend about this crystal, but according to the legend, it is in the center of the forest. So
that makes 2 in Glimnaram. Mine, and he points to the general area the oasis was at. I'm assuming it was somewhere to the south, but who knows? Fire!
Sorry, it didn't drop where I said it needed to. What the?
Rude. That's fine, I got notes to make.
Why? Hang on.
why is fire?
No, it just wouldn't let me shrink the fire.
Glimnaram
It was
is on
kept
fire.
shrinking the map.
What? The forest is burning
Glimnaram.
down.
Forest is on fire.
Narum.
We're not going to.
Your family dead. Everyone else dead. Forest
Everybody's dead. I'm going to start killing people. Just
Okay, they're already dead.
exactly.
Sorry, Koana.
You're good. Glimnaram.
Now it's just Klimram.
Glimnaram.
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 I think technically the center of the forest.
Glimnaram. The Age of Silence.
Koana is pointing at the map to where the general location of that oasis was at. That
Okay.
Ballard told him about it. You said it was in the desert, and I'm like, I don't know where in the desert, but water!
Water.
Earth. Air.
Yeah.
Fire.
Fire. Well, long ago, before nations lived.
Earth. Earth and Earth. Long ago, everybody died, and it was just Earth.
In fact, there
Koana,
are
you know that it is just past Goblin Town, closer to the empty, but not so close that it's like dangerous. But to take caution because there will be an influx of soul suckers there.
So I'm going to say it. I don't know where the grove is. On this map.
Can Koana roll a history to see if that name is familiar? Grove
You
of
can
Donor.
certainly try.
Yeet! Dice said 16.
You have never heard that term in your life.
Fantastic.
Well, what kind of trees were around?
Big ones. There were a lot of big ones. I would know the general, type of tree because I would have been carving the wood a lot. So, oak? Question mark? Ashley?
There's a lot of books in this
A wonderful
place.
question. Hang on, must Google something.
Sorry.
At Socorro's comment about possibly one of the books holding information on the grove, Koana will speak up. I can ask my great uncle. He runs the preservatory. If anybody recognizes the name, it'll most likely be him, or he'll at least know somebody who will know. It'll be a lot faster than us trying to flip through books. But it's a good idea.
Okay.
Is he around?
Yeah, he should be office or in one of the other rooms. I can, if y'all just want to stay put, I can go find him real quick.
Yeah, we'll stay here.
I'll keep my perch.
They talk trees.
Hold on.
Very nice.
While I Google something.
Now we all need to know what these trees look like, so we're all gonna Google it.
Oh, shit!
They are the very,
shit.
very big ones.
Yeah,
What kind
my description was accurate.
Yes.
Those are the nice ones.
Big.
Saber
Beak.
Pendandra.
Okay.
Koana is heading to find his great uncle.
Okay. I'm assuming you head upstairs then?
Yep.
Okay, for the rest of you, you watch as Koana exits this room, but they're glass doors, so you can easily see as he walks up the stairs, clearly marked, "Do not trespass." Right, Koana, you enter through the door at the top of the stairs. Sawyer, as per usual, is surrounded by at least 3 different books. Ever the scholar, just like you. And Bella is nowhere to be found.
Koana approaches Sawyer. Goes, "Hey, Ray, have you seen Great Uncle around?"
He looks up from his book and he just points towards your great uncle's study.
Thanks. And he ruffles Sawyer's hair gently as he makes his way to the study.
He's here. Welcome.
And he knocks on the door.
It's open.
Pushes the door open. Hey, do you have a moment?
Your great uncle looks up from seemingly a lot of paperwork, most likely Atlas is doing.
Probably.
And he sighs and he goes, anything to get my old bones away from this desk. And he slowly stands.
Nice. And as his great uncle is standing, he goes, Atlas's adventures into the pit have gotten us some interesting tasks, I guess is the best way to put it. We somehow have a pillar that we have to fill with 4 different stones, each one containing a different element. We have guesses on where 3 of the 4 elemental stones might be. But one of them is located in a place I don't know. That may or may not be in Limnaram Forest. You happen to know what Grove of Donner might be like?
He takes a moment and he carefully considers it. Goes, I do not know that grove specifically, but if you're heading to Hilmram, many of the tribes know of each other. So if you head in that direction, you should be able to ask, for lack of a better term, a local.
Okay. Any chance anything that we have here might talk about the Grove?
I would check the druidic section.
Okay. He looks at the paperwork. Have you gotten a report from Atlas yet of what we found down in the pit?
Atlas has not even left the pit. But I figured my great nephew would fill me in over dinner.
I can do that. I'm gonna go back down. The whole party of us that went down are downstairs in the map room. So
how
I should
are
go
the
back.
youngsters doing?
Pretty decent. They seem to be. They've been busy with this. But they seem like good people, adapting as best as one can, being thrown into situations that require you to do things that you're not used to doing. But they seem to be handling it all right.
And how are you handle being in charge of so many people?
It's no more than a normal party at the hunting party when we go out. So actually, it's less. So it's not that hard. So, but they're good people, good company, at least.
Good. You need more friends.
That's only if they stay. Likelihood of them staying around for very long might not be as high as we think it is. You never know.
If that's what you need to tell yourself.
That what makes you sleep at night?
Kona just chuckles at that and he goes, I should go back. I'll be home for dinner.
Right. Do not fall into the pit, and no matter what Atlas says, do not carry the explosives. He sits back down and picks up the paperwork.
Dad, I don't want to carry the explosives even if he told me to, and is exiting the room and heading back down.
Yep. That's how we lost your grandma.
As Kawana's like up there talking, Maxis is like looking over the map, but then also remembers that like Kawana just said his great uncle, and then is going to like look up at Triss and just didn't Kawana say that he was the only tabaxi in town?
Trish like looks up and down and goes, "Yeah, why?"
Who do you think his great uncle is if it is not a tabaxi?
Maybe married into the family?
Yeah, that is fair. And he goes back to looking at the map.
Maybe adopted?
That could be.
Maybe he's not even a tabaxi at all.
That would be insane. Oh my gosh. What would he be then?
A ghost?
Changeling.
Maxis is no longer looking at the map.
Now
He is
he's
now-
concerned. He's like, what? Now I must get to the bottom. Is Koana a tabaxi?
He could be a shapeshifter.
Shapeshifter. Sheet. And he's like, as Kawana enters,
It just-
Trish just goes, "Yeah, we had a changeling in the guild. It's really good at sneaking into places."
Nice. As Kawana enters and just suddenly has Maxis's eyes on him, he just kind of like stops and like just puffs up slightly, like cats do when startled. And just slightly. And maybe his tail's a little bit more puffier than normal. He just goes, Did I walk in on something? Are we good?
are you actually tabaxi?
As far as I know why.
Is your uncle a tabaxi too? Great
uncle.
She just points back.
Realization crosses Kawana's face. He goes, "Oh, no, my great uncle's elf. My adopted family. They're all
Socorro, you were right.
elves."
Ding, ding, ding.
We were speculating.
Okay.
And one of the options was that you weren't a tabaxi at all.
Which would be very strange considering the way people were looking at you.
Or it would explain why people were looking at him that way.
But then why would they look at Rue the same way?
Rue! They're just racist.
I mean, we didn't really have that issue with bread, so...
No, fresh bread was fine.
And again, we were all kind of one of a kind in that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was quite a group.
Quite a menagerie, right?
As the name said, yes. We. What was the outcome of the conversation with your great uncle?
My great uncle does not recognize the name, but he doesn't know. Cats are being cats.
Yeah.
They're like, "I must be a tabaxi now."
Bro, what are you doing?
I just threw a bundle of tape at my cat.
Yeah,
Sounds about right.
Fair
Whatever
enough.
you have near you, chuck it.
Stop. Hold on. She's like biting a gift that was a gift from someone else to someone else.
No!
No, that's fair.
Stop that!
I left my water bottle in the kitchen, so I'm gonna
Go get it.
pop instead.
Go get your water bottle!
No, it's too far.
Hydrate.
I have to leave the room.
Hydrate.
Hydration!
With face-
Hydrate or die straight!
I would love to play a tabaxi that actually acts like a cat, so anytime there's like a cup on the counter, I'm gonna
Smack
roll
it.
a 50-50 chance, and of that chance, like, alright, I hit it.
It would
How
be
you all
50-50
need-
chance if someone told you to do anything.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% would do.
That's how you all meet. Logan's character hits a cup off the bar and starts a tavern brawl.
Yep. But as soon as I hit the cup, I would be like a sorcerer or wizard, and I'd immediately misty step away. So then it would start the fight, and I'd be way up high. I'd be like, just
would
watching
use
everybody get mad.
invisibility because you're not attacking, you're just sliding something. It's not an attack.
Just
It's not a spell.
slide.
No, that's fair.
Anyway.
Koana will say, Great Uncle didn't know the grove by name, but he doesn't know the individual groves. But he said if it is in Limnaram, the locals, for lack of a better term, will know hopefully more, as they're usually a little bit more knowledgeable of who's who around them. But he did say that we could check the Druidic section for a place to look if we wanted to look at a book that might have more information.
I mean, even if it doesn't, wouldn't it be useful to know a little bit more about where we're going?
Yeah. I mean, I can show you where it's at. Anybody who wants to come read books with me.
Looking somewhere blind is usually getting us into trouble.
Yeah. Before we start digging through books, though, is everybody comfortable if we go to Limnaram first? The water one that's at the Oasis, it's close enough to the empty that it's going to increase the number of soul suckers that we are going to have to deal with. So I would prefer to leave that one for last. And I forgot to ask my uncle if he knew anything about an airstone. I have to remember to do that later.
I don't think it's a bad idea to go to him Nimnaram first. I guess the question though is, do we want to go out, get one, bring it back, go out again, get it, bring it back, and continue that pattern? Or do we want to go in one swoop to get it, and then
Maybe
I think we can
return?
To put it, like not easily stolen from or lost.
in her pocket. Quantum shrugs and he goes, I'm good with whatever. I would suggest going and getting the Limnaram 2 and then coming back to Anamoya and then going to the Oasis and coming back. Doing it that way rather than a straight chain.
I think
Say that one more time because you keep getting drowned out.
On the way when we go back, anyways. Like we have to come
Yes.
in different directions, so should
Yes.
still work. I think.
I think we should figure out where the Earthstone is, figure out where the Firestone is, and then get it whichever one's furthest away. Get the second one on our way back, and then continue from there.
That sounds good.
Rue, I want you to roll a history check because I realized that you did not do that when Koana did.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, what is my history?
Sorry, Logan, did you have something to say?
13.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Nope.
13.
Yeah, you don't know where the Donner Grove is either.
Great.
Yeah.
Koana is gonna look to Trist. Comments? Sound like a plan? Concerns? Any ideas for where we might find stones? You heard any rumors?
Do you even want to come?
They're gonna gesture to Socorro and Maxis and go, well, as far as the plan, I go where they go. And as far as where any of this stuff could be located, I spent most of my life underground, so
Fair enough.
I don't know.
Cool. I can show you where the druidic section is at if we want to touch that, since we have somewhat of a game plan.
Hey.
While you all are wandering through the stacks, I can go ask my great uncle, the thing that I forgot, and then I can be back to help. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Cool. And then Rue.
Since you guys are going to the druidic section to just find basic knowledge of where you're going, Rue, you are a guide to where you are going. You have all of this information.
Okay.
Or at least the majority of it. Do you share with the class, or are you going to make them do their own research?
I mean, the fact that he doesn't know about the grove is throwing me off.
Valid.
Well, it's not an elven tribe, and it's not a tabaxi tribe.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of makes sense.
But you do have a really good point, though, so I will let you roll at advantage, because I thought it was weird, too, considering you probably would have gone to neutral tribes after the thing.
Yeah. Let's see if I can get better than what I had.
Does anyone
Okay.
have
No.
inspiration they could potentially give?
I'll give Rue inspiration.
I have
Absolutely.
one inspiration.
All right. Take it
Then
if you're.
use it.
Are you taking yours?
I'm taking mine.
Okay.
I need to put in my notes. I have
Okay,
it
nope.
birthday.
No?
Still, 11 was still my highest roll.
Can I guidance
And my history's
you?
Yeah, technically it's a check. It's a history check. You could guidance.
Add extra d4 to your roll.
Okay.
I've got nothing to
Add
help.
an extra d4 to your highest roll so far.
Yes, to your
Because-
highest roll.
Okay.
That was a 13, so that makes it a 17.
Yeah,
17?
so...
Yeah.
Wait, what?
What was your... Out of the dice that you have rolled, your highest was a 13, correct?
My highest dice roll is an 11.
But the total was
Profession
13.
history, 13.
The total was 13, yeah.
Yeah, so yes, makes that 17.
Okay. So,
Okay.
we're gonna... Yeah, that's high enough.
Okay.
So, you can't remember, like, the exact coordinates. But you are pretty sure that you know how to get there from the hag's abandoned house.
Okay.
Considering that the Donner Grove was where you ran when you were injured, and they were the people that showed you kindness and helped you.
Okay.
Oh, you know that. If you didn't know that would definitely not make any sense if that's the case.
A lot of
were-
adrenaline, not paying
It took
attention.
you a second because you were freaking out,
Mm-hmm.
you were blacking out, and you were pretty sure you were hallucinating through most of it.
Fair.
Okay.
That's how we're gonna justify that.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds
You were
good.
under the influence of some pretty freaking powerful magic.
Yeah. Yeah, it was not great. Not great stuff. Okay. Then Rue is as they're walking towards where the books are, he is gonna stop as like the memory of that hits him because it's been something that he's been trying to repress. Because that was like the darkest day of his life. And he's just gonna yeah, he just stops as it all comes back to him.
Yeah, that's a word. Koana is going to that's how you spell that. Is going to notice Rue's pausing. He's gonna go, you okay?
The Grove of Donner,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Oui.
I know that village. I don't know if I know exactly how to get to it, but I've been there before.
You've been to the Donner?
I've been to the Donner.
How?
I would
how-
just... I would need to retrace my steps. But to get there... And he's just kind of mumbling to himself.
Mhm.
But I think I could get us there.
Sorry, that makes no sense. When you put the picture of the grass there, I was like, "Earth," and then I'm like, now I gotta make all four of them look funny. Earth, water, ew, fire.
Rachel, this is a serious moment. Pull it together.
No!
And pulling it together means being okay, and right now I'm sick, tired, and I'm having fun.
You, hey, How long ago have you been? Were you there?
Oh my god, how many years has it been? I'm gonna say it's been 6 years, and I'm not 100% sure if that's true. But
For right now, we're going with 6.
yeah.
Yes, we're gonna check the backstory later.
Yeah. It's been quite a few years. 5, 6, maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't been back to that area since that day, that few days, that couple of weeks. I can't even remember how long I was there before I had to move on.
Was they okay?
Wait, what was that?
Were they okay? Have everybody in Zidana, were they okay?
I think so. I mean, everyone that was there, I mean, those people saved my life. I owe them my life. But maybe we should do a little bit more research, see if we can find anything to help us out, or maybe even jog my memory. But I think I can get us most of the way there.
Okay, so this is when you're going to put your questions into the notes section of the Discord. I am going to type up what you find, and then I will give you all your guys' research document. That's not gonna happen tonight, though.
Oh god, no. And
Yeah,
it's
officially, we
fair.
no longer have this multiple weeks in a row, even though we didn't end up doing the multiple weeks in a row. So you have 2 weeks to get to get some information.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Which
it
means
helps
3
that...
days before session, I expect to be like, okay, what were the questions again?
Yeah.
No. I'm gonna go into the questions. I'm going to make like a research document, and then I'm just going to give you guys the information that you find. But
Do you want us to roll investigation or anything? Or is it just
no,
how
because
much?
this is Koana's library.
Gotcha.
Koana will be able to find everything.
Gotcha.
The more you know.
Whoops!
By Koana.
And ignore that ping. I'm gonna fix the edit.
I refuse.
Fucking, I'm just deleting
Actually, I
it.
feel like
Delete.
homework would be the better chat anyway.
Yeah, homework works.
Yeah,
Yeah,
homework works.
it's homework.
I have to fix it because I fat fingered that ping.
That think of ping.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Rue's
an 8.
been to the Donner.
His memory of it's real bad.
Yep. But
Yep.
that's just-
Well, my last
It's
memory of it was
traumatized.
also pretty bad.
You left pretty much as soon as you were healthy. So
Yeah. We can have a little PTSD party there.
You guys will probably share that. His PTSD party will happen on the way, and yours will be once you get there.
Yeah, perfect. It'll be super fun.
Alright, homework's the homework.
perfect.
So,
Thank you.
Rue, did I understand it properly that you haven't written that portion of the backstory?
It's
Or
more
the
like
specifics of it?
yeah, it's more like this is a addition because I didn't write exactly what happened after. It was more of a overview of what his
He got
I don't know,
somewhere
yeah.
when he was injured, everything was hazy, flashy, and then
Yeah.
I left.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, this
Sounds
would have
good.
been what happened directly after your session 0.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because, fun fact, I made, for Gray's first ever experience with D&D, I made them fight a hag.
Mhm.
That's a fantastic bestial creature for you to fight right away, because you will not win.
Yeah, no.
I mean, you think you did.
Yeah. She's still
Ish.
out there.
Okay.
She's going to haunt me.
Kwana's going back up to talk to his great uncle.
Okay. So you go back upstairs. Sawyer once
Knocks on
again
the door.
looks up and looks at you, and then goes back to the books.
Kwana touches his head as he passes, but doesn't say anything, and just goes to Uncle's study, knocks on the door. As he's opening it, he pokes his head and just goes, "One more question.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't happen to know any legends or stories or anything about a wind crystal, would you? Because we have ideas where the water, the fire, and the earth one are at, but none of us know about the wind."
Just some fairy tales. I don't know how accurate they are.
We'll take anything. Something is better than the absolutely nothing that we have at the moment. So,
Legend has it the Fae use it.
okay. Next question, or I guess annotation question. I don't. How do we decide to go interacting with Fae to see if it's just a legend or if there's accuracy?
Sorry, someone decided to ask a question in their chat, so I didn't hear that.
You're good.
Who would do that?
Who would do? I don't know. Let's see here. Maybe the
Rachel.
one that's been.
No, it's actually not me. That's not me typing anything to you.
No,
Honey, I
yeah.
know.
Teasing.
I know. I'm teasing.
I know, but I wanted you to make sure that you're not waiting for something from me. I'm messaging somebody else right now, I promise.
No, Logan
You're
was very
fine.
much
It was
just like
Logan.
full on
I know,
like.
but like I was also doing it so like I could hear mine, and then I was like, I wonder if the one who you can hear typing, and I'm like, I'm sorry, was it me?
No, you're good.
So what was your question?
He just goes, second question then. How do we go about finding the Fae, interacting with the Fae to learn whether or not there is some truth or not behind that? Also, how to work with the Fae.
Well, we have the God damn it, and I can only remember my fictional name for what is the actual name for the fairgrounds?
Well,
The
Feywild, thank you.
There's either Feywild
He'll
or just the
he'll
Feywild.
smirk and he'll go, I would attempt to read Feywild for Dummies.
we have a
Not that I am calling you a dummy, nephew, but this was
No.
not your area of research.
I will take a dummies book and I pray that it's simple because I need a speed read. So
And then
Who's-
you can
who's-
speed
who's
read
the
that, and
author?
what you don't understand or you want to know more about, delve into those sections. Because we have a massive amount of Feywild research, and I doubt you're going to get through all of it.
cool. Excellent. I guess. Third, you wouldn't happen to know where we could access the Feywilds?
You mean, but I would assume the Fey grounds.
Yeah, where on the map?
He's gonna turn the map, and he's gonna point to where there's the drawings of fairies.
He has a map.
Yes, he's got a bunch of stuff on his desk.
Fantastic.
He is Aberforth. He has everything. Shut
He
up.
has everything. He likes the map. And he just goes, you know, to be perfectly honest, I kind of thought those were decorative. Fair enough.
Understandable. And then
He goes,
he's gonna just smile too. He goes, and don't you have an Eladrin in your party, nephew? You may start there.
the Eladrin has ties to the Feywilds?
He kind of looks at you with this look of, oh, I have failed you. It just goes, okay, nephew. He like scooches up on his chair. He goes, so you will come to learn that in the Bay grounds, it is split into 4 different seasons.
Okay.
Eladrin are born with connections to those seasons.
Cool.
Cool.
Okay. And I guess I will go ask them if they know anything. Thank you. And I'll see you at dinner.
Read the book, nephew.
That is on top of my list. I got it. And he's leaving now. He's like, I made this awkward enough, I'm gone.
As Koana leaves the office, the camera stays on Aberforth as he just shakes his head and he goes, "That boy's gonna get himself cursed."
Just a little bit. It's fine. And Koana returns. And he checks on the group, sees that they're still in the Druidic section, and makes his way to the Feywild research. He's gonna grab that book.
Okay, yep. You find Feywild for Dummies.
Neat.
Written by Ren Exarch.
He's gonna look to see if there's any others written by this Ren Exarch.
Alright, as you go through the massive Feywild section, which you find odd because it's such a magical realm of study that changes constantly, that you wouldn't think there'd be too much research on it. And you keep going into older and older books, journals, first-hand accounts, all written by the same person. Almost like it was their ADHD focus for a while.
Koana just goes, I'm diving way too deep. We're just gonna start with this one, and he walked back to the group. He's gonna go find Trist, is who he's going to first.
Okay.
His book.
Yeah, I guess roll perception.
Yeah! Yeet! 26!
Very nice. Okay, yeah, you actually do beat them, barely.
Suck it.
You wander the preservatory trying to find them. And you just kind of come to the realization they're just not in here. Which you've kind of learned that they have a really big problem staying still. So you go outside, and sure enough, they are just outside the preservatory, laying on the grass with the book above their head, looking at it like it's written in Greek.
Are you okay?
They lower the book, and they just go, "Research is not something I am good at."
Yeah, research isn't everybody's forte. And he sits down next to Trist. He goes, yeah, I talked to my great uncle. He said that there's a chance, he's heard legends that the Feywilds hold the wind crystal. But he said that you might have a connection to them, being an Eladrin. So, do you know anything about the Feywilds that you can share?
An insight check.
Insight that. If I can find insight, hello brain, I can read. Nat 2022.
The look that they give you is supposed to be pissed off and irritated. They're really going for pissed off and irritated. But it's almost like you picked at like a scab. Like when Maxis pointed out how people stare at you.
Yeah.
And they shift, and their gaze goes back to the book, clearly not reading any of it, just doesn't want to look at you.
Mm-hmm.
It goes, yeah, probably, if I was a proper Eladrin.
Koana's ears pin at that. And his entire demeanor immediately sobers up. And he goes, yeah. It's fair. Well, there's a whole section on the Feywild, which might be a little bit more interesting than looking up stuff about the Donner. But he lifts up the book. He goes, "I've been told to start with Feywilds for Dummies." So
You're a lot of things, and I wouldn't call you a dummy.
I mean, between you and me, definitely a dummy when it comes to tabaxi stuff. So,
You're a dummy when it comes to your race. I'm a dummy when it comes to mine. I feel like that's fair.
but luckily for us, there is so much written by this one person about your home. Well, your lineage's home? How to state that?
The
if you want
playgrounds.
that too. You can start with this one, and I can go get a not book for dummies. This will probably be easier to read.
If I hadn't just admitted that I was horrible at this kind of thing, I would be offended.
To be perfectly honest, valid. But I mean it in no offense. I have done research, and I know how dry it can be. Trust me, if most research was written for dummies, I would be in such a much better state. So, but you don't have to. If you want to continue pretending to read out here, you're more than welcome to it.
They'll take the book from you.
I'll go get me another book. And he gets up. But he pauses at the door. And he looks down at them and he goes, "You up for some company, or are you wanting to be isolated?"
I don't mind company, but I have to admit, stuffy libraries are not normally my scene.
Nope. You look better in the outdoors anyways. I'm gonna go get a book. I'll be back. And he dips inside.
I'm gonna just lower the book onto their face just a little bit.
Koana misses it.
What are
he
the
wants.
rest of
You're
you
leaving us
doing?
alone in a library that we're unfamiliar with.
Koana is going back to check on you on his way to the Feywild section.
But before you said that, I was like, if you stay out there, you're just leaving us to our own devices in your uncle's library with no knowledge of anything or how to deal with this, because two of us have never been to a place like this before.
He's coming to check on you. But anyways, while he was talking to Trist, what were all you doing? Because I'm sure that's the DM's question.
Yeah, you were left unsupervised.
What are you doing?
Rue was looking through a book of different like plant and animal species. Species. Species, and like where they're located, like throughout the world, I guess, and specifically Hlimnaram. Trying to figure out if he recognizes any of them from when he was in that area.
Okay.
Species.
Go ahead and roll a D100 so we can see which animal you end up with.
Okie dokie. How do I do this? It's this and this.
Yes.
47. Do I add anything to that?
No, you don't, because it's just like a luck check.
Okay, 47.
Hang on. All of you never let me not prep anything ever again.
Why aren't you?
No. This is fine. It's letting me catch up on my notes. You're fine.
So, Rue, you find research on the
I'm not so far
giant
behind.
python.
Woo!
And you read about how these things can swallow a whole you easily. Because it's a fantasy python as well. And you do learn that they tend to stay away from herringons, as herringons tend to hunt them. Like, you know how rabbits can actually take out snakes.
Mm.
And so you know that wherever you need to go, as Maxis is a herringon, and those are the people that took care of you, it's definitely not going to be towards the southern region of the forest because they are filled with those pythons.
Oh. That's not promising at all.
Don't go south. Noted.
And when I say south, I need to actually check my map here.
What you really mean is kind of northeast.
Yes, I mean
more east than the north, and where we're going is more north than east.
Well, I actually need to move the town anyway because I realized that Maxis has a northern accent because you all shifted. Where the north is, the southernness is.
I do not have a northern accent. I have a Donner accent.
Did I say Maxis? I'm sorry, Rue.
Yeah.
Different village, hang on.
Mm-hmm. Different village, but same-ish area because I planned to make you guys live near-ish to each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, so not the southern region.
Happened to happen at the circus. There's no region for me. There's just circus accent.
Maxis walks behind Rue with 2 books as Rue is studying, looks down, sees the python, and just points to be like, I think I ate those before, and then just keeps going.
Those are delicious!
When they are prepared very well, they're delicious.
Rue will take the book and flip to a random page and be like, alright, well, I guess it's not the southern region.
But you could run into some herringons as they probably have to travel south to hunt those pythons.
To keep them out of the territory.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that and Maxis just said he ate them, so I'm gonna assume that they hunt them for food too.
Absolutely.
So that is just added lore now.
More lore.
You guys think I don't change things based on what you say?
Lore drop.
That's a fun thing. That's
absolutely.
a fun thing. Giant pythons, fantasy pythons that can eat an entire rue, hunting and being eaten by herringons, which are most of the time herbivores. Are they not? Yet
Or
somehow
omnivores.
I think
that they can hunt the pythons as rabbits can kill snakes type of situation.
We're omnivores.
Logan's the one that's like, hey, I ate those.
I ate that
That's
before.
true. Maybe it's just maybe it's just a Maxis thing or his family.
Absolutely not. The entire Donner. Whole group. The whole place.
While they're actually looking at books, though, Sakura was too afraid to touch anything and, break anything or, mess up a book. So she was kind of sitting there waiting and eventually kind of, starts to nod off and she's just kind of, making little cooing noises as, a version of a snore. She, dozes, perched on the chair, not sitting, not on the back of it, just, feet flat on the chair, just Mostly because I am also about to fall asleep.
What's your passive perception, Rue?
18.
18. You absolutely notice before Maxis does that Socorro is starting to do the
It's adorable.
Just
I can't do it right now because it
Yeah.
hurts my throat.
That's fair.
We gotcha.
He'll look over at her and be like, yeah, she probably needs some sleep.
It is, he looks out towards the windows. It is getting late. We were down in that pit for a pretty long time.
And we did have to fight those dragons.
Yeah. Maybe we should start getting people back to the rooms and stuff. Can we just take these?
Can Connor show up now?
Yep, so I can show up now.
At the
Connor's
limit,
here.
can we just take these?
Can we just
Not
take
coming
these?
What is because I know there is a section in the preservatory that can be checked out. Is what he has checkoutable?
We don't know yet.
Your Feywild for Dummies is checkoutable. Any basic information on like animals, like what Rue has, is checkoutable. So far you're so good, and like obviously you're allowed to take whatever.
Right.
Mhm.
But what about what Maxis has? And
What does Maxis have?
Considering we were doing research on like the forest essentially,
Mhm.
I'm going to look. I also wanted to like look into what this firestone could potentially be, just
Do you
to
have myths and
prepare. What?
The Myths and Legends books is
Yeah.
very, very ancient and not checkoutable.
Yeah, I am carrying it with grace and like caution, but I'm also just like, can I just take this?
Not that one. Comes from behind you.
Jeez Christ.
Oh wait a bit. He's not right behind you. But he looks at what Rue has and goes, "That one is though." He looks down at the Legends one and goes, "We might have one that is similar to that one that is checkoutable, but that one specifically, unfortunately, is not. That one's very old. But it sounds like you all are looking to head out.
It is late. It will be good to get some sleep.
I didn't realize. Yeah, no, don't worry about that. You can take the animals one. But you can come back tomorrow. Whenever you want. It's gonna take a little bit. Atlas will probably want help with a few things, probably. Plan though, probably not leave for at least a couple of days. Because we'll need supplies and a little bit better idea where we're going. So here first thing, not necessarily first thing, could be like 10 o'clock in the morning. Here eventually, I guess is the best way to do that. I'll be here. I live upstairs, so you know where I live now.
You live here?
Yeah.
This is your... Looks around. This is your home?
Well, not this. I mean, the building itself, I guess, is technically... The living quarters are upstairs. This level, not so much. I just have easier access to it because I live on top of it. So.
Alright. We are going to probably go back to Embers for the night then.
Yeah. Rue, let me see. And he just immediately just goes over and is like, let me see books so I can check out for you.
Rue just slides it across to him.
Woo! And he goes, fills out the little card, puts it back in, hands it to Rue.
Right. You are able to find more of a storybook of those kinds of legends that Maxis has, so at least it gets like a start.
Fills out paperwork, hands over a book.
Merci.
Takes the bigger book, writes a different note, sticks it in, and sticks it on a different shelf. For later access.
Socorro. Psst. Socorro. Wake up.
Come on, kiddo. We're gonna head back to the inn.
She like blinks open a bit, and like ruffles her feathers, as you do when you wake. I say, being someone who doesn't have feathers, and neither does anybody else but Socorro in this room.
It's fun.
But she'll get up, a little lethargic, but she'll follow behind.
Rest is outside?
Yeah, and Koana's already aiming for the front door anyways.
Okay.
He just knows Trist is just outside, and he pokes his head outside, and he looks down at Trist, and he goes, hey, everybody's actually heading back. Do you want to check out that book? It's checkoutable, so you can take it with you to read it if you want, or I can keep it here.
Are you sure you want to check the book out?
Tris will hand the book back to you.
I have
I go, no, it's okay. I don't have time. But I'll come back.
Okay. The plan. He moves a little bit so he's not in the doorway as everybody's approaching. He goes, plan is to return here for a little bit of research. It'll be a couple of days because we're gonna get more supplies and then figure out where we're going more specifically. So, yeah, that's the plan that you missed. So told everybody to be back here tomorrow. First thing if you want. 10 o'clock is fine. Sometime in the afternoon if you feel like it. I live here, so I'm easy to find. And you all can just come to me if you need something. Since we have to figure out where we're going. So.
What if we come here because we don't need something and we just want to, like, say hi? Is that okay too? Or do we have to need something?
No, you don't need to need anything. You can come say hi.
Okay.
I'm
she's very tired, and you can tell.
yeah. So yeah. If you just want to come hang, I guess I'll be here because I'll be doing the research. And he holds up the book. I'll be doing the research. So yeah. If you guys need to help finding anything in town, come find me here and I'll show you around if you need it. Too. I'm still your guide. So if you need anything, this is where I'll be at.
Goes, we'll see you tomorrow.
Cool. Y'all have a good night.
Too.
Sleep well.
Who nods and walks out, just keeping his eyes down on the sidewalk, not looking at the other people on the streets.
I still position Rue in the middle, and I look to Triss to get on the other side of Socorro, who is sleepy.
They do, because it's just kind of been habit, but if you're looking at Triss right now, you can go ahead and roll perception or insight.
Alright, perception or insight?
Yes.
Or insight. It will tell you different things depending on what you choose to roll.
Alright.
Fair.
Okay. They are both +6. I rolled an 18 +6. That's a 24. Let's go with insight.
Okay. So when you glance at them, falling beside Socorro is definitely just instinct. It's not like that they noticed that you were looking at them. And they are looking straight ahead, again, mostly out of just habit.
Mm-hmm.
But they seem to be deep in thought, flustered, and panicked all at once.
Oh no.
Well,
I will go down with this ship.
As you should.
Well,
oh no.
Got
it's
it.
Happening.
Perfect.
It's happening.
Perfect situation. Cool. And we, noticing that Trist is on autopilot, Maxis is going
autopilot where there's when where they're the most deadly, though, because then they don't really think about the murder.
Oh, absolutely. But the thing is, Maxis is like, alright, where the fuck's the giant tree that we're staying in? And looks around and be like, embers. And starts
luckily it's
go.
not too hard to get back to, as like most of the roads lead back to that tavern as like just like in like I lost where I was going with that, but because most new people stay at that tavern, it needs to be easily accessible from anywhere.
Okay.
Besides, Rue's got this.
Which is good, because I think that how close like Socorro was kind of walking at that point, because no one, like, kind of in the middle at this point between Trist and Rue, just ends up like leaning slightly, just like listing.
Bumping
Listing to
into.
decide if somebody doesn't like walk her in a specific direction, she may make the whole group veer off and follow her.
Trist will eventually just pick you up as you noticing that you are stumbling, and they bump into them.
Cute.
And they do sigh and they go, I guess I'm gonna have to talk to you tomorrow.
Wait,
Me?
like Trish says that to
To Socorro. Yes.
Sleepy. No thoughts. Head empty with and nothing but tired.
Yeah, you got out of your
Sleepy.
principal office, young lady.
She's did a lot today that has never happened before, and it's been a long day.
It really has.
All right.
For me
As
too.
it is 9 o'clock, and I have a insanely early morning. We will wrap up with the party entering the tavern. Logan, keep an eye on the RP chat.
Yep.
I will have Trist corner you in there.
Oh, I've already started looking at my capabilities and how to make this so silent. He's got ways.
Like, so
He's
that
got
no one
things.
So
overhears them
silent.
talking.
So
Oh,
nobody
yeah.
can overhear their
Stealthy.
conversation.
Stealthy.
Yes.
You know,
Okay.
sleight of hand, but for the
Mhm.
mouth.
And he's got the perfect solution.
Pillows.
No. But
Oh
close.
no, wait, that's Socorro sleeping. My bad.
Yeah, sleeping. Yeah. Ash, I'll message you about it.
Sounds good.
Do you want to thread in the RP chat requests?
I can.
Because I am
If
already.
you're offering
I'm
to make
already
it
on
right
it.
now, go for it.
I'm already on it.
What's one less thing I gotta think about tomorrow?
Speaking of tomorrow, I'm gonna go sleepies.
Go
It's
sleepies.
11
Why
for
don't
me,
you go sleep?
so I need sleepies.